Hey everybody, Big Anklevich here, podcaster, author, and carnivore, and it is day 67 of the Beef Butter Bacon and Eggs Challenge that Marshall and I are doing here on Big Anklevich on Health. All right, so I'm stuck in traffic, so I figured I'd just go ahead and do the video now. I'm moving a little bit, but it's an awful little bit. So yeah, I hope you don't mind. Check out our Facebook group. That's what I usually say here. You should check that out. Join it, and let's discuss. Let's support each other as we try and do carnivore way of eating. All right, well, let's head into the daily videos now. It is day 67, Sunday. First day of the NFL season, and those guys right there, they did pretty well. Anyways, what did I do today? Well, I had myself some ground beef with some butter. Cat's getting out the door. She can open the door herself, apparently. Had myself some ground beef, the last of the hamburgers that were in the fridge that I had cooked up. I think I did it Friday. And then later on in the day, when it was time to eat my second meal, I had myself, you guessed it, bacon and eggs. So yeah, I had my usual stuff, bacon and eggs and ground beef and butter. I think I did the whole gamut of the Beef Butter Bacon and Eggs Challenge, but not a victory meal because it wasn't all in one meal. So I'll have to try again some other day. But yeah, it was a pretty good day, and I'm feeling fine. I did get a little hungry later this evening, but it's too late to try and eat now, so I'm just gonna have to tough it out. I'll have some food tomorrow morning once I wake up. I did go on a walk this morning too, but I forgot to make a little video for it, so you don't get to see anything. I took some pictures. Here's a picture of a turtle. I saw two turtles, actually. I saw these turtles when I was out on my walk, so I stopped and took a picture of them. So there's my proof. I went on a walk today.
Hey, it's day 67 of the Beef Butter Bacon and Egg Challenge, and it was a Sunday, and around lunchtime, I started preparing on Saturday night. My wife had bought this huge brisket from Costco. I mean, massive. I'll put a picture here so you can see how big it was. And I was kind of surprised she did, because we have a couple small briskets from from the butcher that we got with our quarter of a cow. So I'm like, oh, what'd you buy this? She goes, oh, I just saw it. It looked like a good price compared to even hamburger. The price seemed even better than that. So anyway, so I said, okay, well, I was gonna cut it in half and just cook up half the brisket. It was almost 13 pounds, this thing. So I ended up cutting it up into thirds because that would fit into our pans and stuff better. So yeah, cut it up into thirds. One of them I put in the freezer, the other one I put in the fridge, and then the other one I prepared Saturday night. I put a rub on it, just salt, pepper, and I did put some smoked paprika in the rub as well. And I rubbed that all over one of the pieces of the brisket, put it in a baggie, and put it in the fridge overnight. And then I got up early Sunday morning and prepped it, put it in a pan with some beef broth, and covered it up with tin foil and put it in the oven for 5 hours. It's supposed to be, what was it, 1 hour per pound at 250 degrees for the brisket. So that's what I did, cooked it for 5 hours. I mean, it wasn't quite 5 pounds, but I figured 5 hours was fine. And so I set that off, went to church, later came back, and that's what we had for our dinner slash lunch. And we actually sat at the table and ate together as a family. And everybody had the brisket, not just me. Of course, there was macaroni and cheese and salad there for other people if they wanted that. But I just had the brisket. And it turned out really good. It was very moist, very tender. A lot of fat on there. Of course, I eat more fat than anybody else did. That's okay. Hey, you know, the more I can promote my family eating good meat, that's awesome. So, yeah, ate that up. It was pretty tasty, pretty good. That one, I was going to call that good. I ate a little bit more than what was on the plate there. I finished what was on my plate, and I'm like, I want some more. So I had a couple more little pieces of brisket, and then that was going to be it for the day. But around 8 o'clock, I was getting hungry again, and I was just going to put it away, and I'm like, I'll cook up some eggs. So I cooked up 6 scrambled eggs, and I had that. Yes, the dog did have some. She loves eggs. And share with one dog, you gotta share with the other. But I didn't give him too much. I ate most of those eggs myself. So yeah, another good carnivore day. Another good triple B&E day. And yeah, just gotta keep going.
Okay, there you have it. I find it interesting listening to Marshall talk. I'm curious how much his family has changed their ways because of his example. How much has his family decided to be different? Do they see the benefits of carnivore because of the benefits he's had? I mean, he's lost, what, 50 pounds in the 6 months that we've been doing this. I'm curious if they are inspired by his example or not. I'm kind of hoping that someday my own family will be of my example. I haven't been a great example because I was very good with carnivore for about a year, and then I went downhill and became very bad with carnivore, and now I'm getting back to it and I'm very good with carnivore again. But you know, if you want an example of being inconsistent, you know, I'm a great example of that. But how great of an example of health and vitality and that kind of stuff am I? I think that's something that's going to take a while to get to. And maybe someday my wife and my kids might consider joining me. I don't see it happening, which is really sad. I don't see them being motivated in such a way right now. It seems to me a lot of the times that you gotta hit rock bottom before you will change. A lot of people are that way. Most people, I would say, even are that way. They don't think that they need to change until things have become so bad that it's obvious that they have to change. Something bad has to happen. For me, I mean, I was that way. I tried changing a little bit here and there in kind of a haphazard manner before, but eventually I was bad enough that I was diagnosed as a type 2 diabetic. And that was kind of my rock bottom. Took a little while before I found carnivore. Once I found it, I latched onto that. But I had to hit rock bottom first before I could change. And you know, some people, they just haven't hit that yet. You know, they got to get that diagnosis of something being really bad before they go, oh yeah, maybe I should change. You know, it sucks. Because this is my wife and kids I'm talking about here. I don't want something like that to happen to them. I don't want them to wind up a diabetic or to have other problems that come from carb addiction. So many things that they could have issues with that come from that. I don't want that to happen to my family. I want them to just see my example and take it and change. I don't know. I don't know if they ever will. I can only hope. But I guess we shall see. But I'm going to plug away at it and hopefully show a good enough example that someday they think, you know what? Why am I resisting this? This is true. I should go for it too. We'll see. It seems like, you know, I've heard about, I think the concept is the righteous mind or something like that, but they talk about the elephant and the rider, you know, your brain or like your brain is the elephant and you are just the rider, and, you know, the elephant makes its decision of where it's going to go. And then the rider says, yeah, that's where I want it to go. And makes up a story about how that's what it chose afterwards, where it's not really in control. It's more your emotions and things like that that are in control than any real thought. So I don't know how you change something like that, how you help somebody see the truth when, you know, they're not really in control of things, and just their emotions are what's leading the way. Yeah, I guess we'll see if anything ever changes with that. All I can say is I gotta, you know, keep being a good example, keep going, and maybe eventually they'll see the light. I hope so. And I hope it happens before something bad has to happen to motivate them. Anyways, that's what I got for you on Big Anklevich on health.